that somebody feel like they're getting the short end of the stick.
Now, what you just heard was, and it seems like somebody's getting the short end
End
of
of
the
the
stick.
stick.
But the question is, who's getting the short end of the stick?
Yes.
This is Pastor Wade Bell and Lady Tawan Bell.
Mm-hmm.
And we're here from the Bell's perspective. We
Absolutely.
just wanted to share just a little bit, and thank you so much for just being part of our subscription and our YouTube, and just part of just watching and listening. Well, today she has just came in and she made that statement, and what we're talking about is reciprocation in marriage. Anytime that there is energy going out, there's effort going out to please someone, and if that person does not reciprocate, then somebody's getting the short end of the stick. Wow.
Absolutely. And I was just saying that one of the things that I really treasure and value about you is that I can say that there's something I want to do, there's something that I want to achieve, I have a goal, and you put forth the effort, you give of yourself, your time, your energy to help bring whatever that is to reality. And me as a wife, I can get caught up in, my wifely duties, my motherly duties, and, work and all this, so on and so forth, and just allow you to help me to bring to pass what it is I'm trying to do. And what I realize is that I'm blessed to have that in a husband.
Mm-hmm.
But I also have to realize, what are some of the things that you've been saying you would like to do, you would like to accomplish, you would like to achieve? And I have to ask myself, as a wife, am I helping my husband to accomplish some things? Am I capable of helping him? And if I am, in what ways am I capable of helping him? And then I have to assess, okay, if I'm going to help him, then it's probably going to take some sacrifice of my time, of my energy as well.
Right.
Some of the same energy and time that you're putting in to help me, well, I need to be reciprocating that.
Okay. So, you know what I'm hearing is that you have the person who gets the short end of the stick because they're putting out and getting nothing back in return. But in order to fix that, you have to reciprocate. But the reciprocation doesn't come because of it doesn't occur without a sacrifice.
Absolutely.
It occurs, reciprocation is equivalent to a sacrifice to the one that you love. Mm-hmm. All right. So when I think about that, because in order for me to help you, I could do this. I could say, you know what? I don't have any time. My hands are tied already. I don't have enough time to do what you would like to do. I'm just trying to handle my own. Mm-hmm. But in order for me to help you, I have to move some things out the way on my side of the ledger. Mm-hmm. I have to not do certain things on my side of the ledger. I have to be willing to do this to create the sacrifice,
yes,
to even help you do what you want done on the outside of all the stuff that we have to do. All right. Absolutely. And then so in order for me not to get the short end of the stick, you have to end up doing the same thing that the man did. Mm-hmm. And this becomes the reciprocation process. The man starts off first. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm talking to the men now. Yeah. You start off first. I know we're busy. We're providers. We're seeking our education. We're trying to climb the ladder, and we want to have our free time or our man cave time. But in order to please your wife to a certain degree, and I want to say taking it to another level, when we decide that we're not going to do just what's normal and what we have to do, but we're going to put sacrificial effort to pour into our wives in the areas that they want. Later on, it may not happen right then, but later on, all things being equal, the wife will reciprocate. And you will get what you would like to have. But I'm using the importance of it is that men as leaders of the house, this is what we do first. And then, after a while, just like when the baby's in the womb, after about 9 months, and I'm not saying it's 9 months, but after it incubates, it comes back around, not in the same way, but in the thing that you desire to have done in your life.
Absolutely. Because one of the things, when I see that I have shared with you something I want to do, I want to accomplish, I want to achieve, whether it can be in whatever area, mine just happened to be within business. When I saw that you stepped in and committed time out of your schedule on a weekly basis to help me to achieve that goal, I mean, without fail. What I mean, week after week after week, when you carved out time every week, twice a week or more, I began to see, like, I said, my eyes were just like wide open. I said, I just cannot believe that my husband is giving up. It can be golf or giving up, time doing something that you want to do. I begin to, I love you, but it's like I just fell even more in love with you. And what it did to me is it made me to say, this man I cannot believe he's doing this for me to help me. What am I doing for him?
Okay, and that's the question that came up because of the sacrifice or what I was doing on your behalf. The question is, what am I doing for him? Now, ladies, this is from a lady's perspective. This is a question, and it could be a question that you can answer or could be rhetorical. The question is that your husband is doing for you. Let's just assume that he is doing it. The second question is, or the question is, what are you doing for him?
Absolutely.
Now, can you answer that question? Or is it just going to be something rhetorical so that you can think about it to see and to make an assessment? Because that's what you did.
Yeah.
You took an assessment of the relationship.
I did.
And you looked at and I want to say this, the willingness, because there was no making anybody to do anything. Your reciprocation, I wasn't making you, and I wasn't getting into a conversation with you. How come you're not doing this for me? How come you? It had nothing to do with any conversations. This is the thing about it. When things begin to happen naturally, and they evolve naturally in a love environment, in a caring environment, then there are certain things that occur from just general assessment inside the person. And they make changes on their own without the request.
Absolutely.
And this is what creates a very fluid love relationship in a marriage between husband and wife.
Yeah, absolutely. The more you pour into me, the more full I become, and it softens something within me, and it makes me feel that thing that a woman wants to feel from her husband. She wants to feel supported. She wants to feel loved. and a number of other things. But in this case, to me, those are the two key things that I felt you were providing me, because you are a provider. It's one thing to provide financially, and then your wife not feels like you're supporting the things she wants to do, or you're, providing, you're buying her things, and that's nice. But to actually, a woman feels love when you can help her to become whatever it is that she wants to become, other than your wife, or other than the mother of your children. She may want to become an author, a business owner. She, may want to become a teacher. She may want to go back to school. She wants to become something that she feels makes her feel good about herself, and makes her feel like, she's something just other than a wife and a mother. Something deep in her heart, maybe that she always wanted to do. And if you step in and help her to become, which will require a sacrifice on your part, let me tell you, she can become much faster when she has her husband behind her. It's like, you feel like it's something when two come together. You're just greater. You really are. So, you did that for me. And I had to make sure that I wasn't taking that for granted.
Right.
Week after week, I see you're pouring into me, and I can't take that for granted. I have to say, wow, my husband he really has my back. He really supports me. He really loves me. He's really given up some things on his end to help me. How can I had to look at it and say, well, how can I do the same for him? And a lot of times, what I would do is I would just take an assessment, like how you mentioned. What are some things that I've heard my husband say that he wants to accomplish, or he wants to do, or perhaps that he wants us to do, that I haven't really, I'm not going to say taken seriously, but I haven't really put forth the effort, the time, or energy to really give it the thought maybe that I should have given it, and then to see, okay, what on my end can I do to help that come to a reality. There has to first just be a recognition. You have to recognize what that thing is, even if you have to ask, because maybe you haven't, he said it, but you didn't really catch it, well, honey, what is it that you really want to do? Well, what did you want us to do? What is, I don't know. Do you have some dream, some goal? This is in the event that, say, he may have said it, but you didn't get it. Just kind of ask about it. And then once you find that out, see, well, how can I help him to achieve that?
Right. And it doesn't have to always be direct that you ask him directly. What is it that you want to do? Sometimes, as you stated, you can just listen to conversation. And then there's other times where you can determine which way you want to go and steer a conversation and put it out there in such a way that he never knows what you're actually going after. Let me give you an example. And then I want to say something else, and then we're going to get ready to close up. But here's an example. Excuse me. We were at a store, and we were looking at these watches. And my wife said, out of all these watches that you see, which one looked the best to you? I'm thinking she's going to say which one looks the best to her, and I'm going to say which one looked the best to me. And, we didn't go in there looking for watches. We went in to get some household items. But we just happened to pass the watch department. And so I looked at the watches, and, I didn't look at prices or anything of that nature. I looked at this certain one. I said, that one right there, to me, is the best looking one in this case right here. And I gave reasons and details as to say why I chose that to be the best. And so we just left the store. We went on about our business. And then, lo and behold, while we were on our anniversary, she pulled out this bag with a card in it. Yes. And to my unexpected, excited view, I pulled out the same watch that I chose when she was just engaging in the conversation. Yeah. So she helped me to pick the watch that she was going to give me for the anniversary without me knowing it. And Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. You can find out from your husband what it is that he like to do or want to do. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to directly tell him or ask him. Women, you have wisdom, you have ways to get the information. Mm-hmm. And I'm exhibiting it because I just experienced it. Thank you, honey.
Oh, you're so
That was
welcome.
So unbelievable. But you know what? But let me say this one other thing, and then we're going to get ready to close. I'm going to let you say something else.
Okay.
But one of the things I heard what you were saying is that that I assisted you to become in the marriage, in the relationship. Mm-hmm. And when you said that, this is what came to my mind. How that when we get married, we bring our wife into our relationship as our wife, and they are what they are at that time. But I believe this, that the husband has the ability to cause her to become more than what she was when she came into the marriage, into the relationship. He has the ability to cause her to become.
Absolutely.
And these are some of the things that we're talking about, how a man can actually get his wife, and she's beautiful, she's lovely, she treats him right, she does all this, and this is where she comes through the door of the marriage relationship, and that's how he is. But it doesn't stop there, men. You have the capability of causing your wife to become more than what she was when she came in the door. And it's just a way in which you can do that.
Absolutely.
And we may have to talk about that part of it a little bit later. But what were you saying?
Well, the key thing is we don't want things to be lopsided. We don't want, don't want, ladies, you don't want your husband pouring in you and you're not pouring into him. You want to, my goal, I always say this, I want to keep my husband happy. I love seeing my husband smile. I love seeing him happy, healthy and happy. And, yes, there's a physical healthiness, but I'm talking about the emotional health of your marriage.
Yes.
Making sure that he feels fulfilled, making sure that you're helping him also to become what it is that he wants to become, and really paying close attention to the things your husband says that he wants. Keep your ears really open, and keep your eyes open to anything your husband says he wants. Okay? What I want you to do is take that and write it down. It can be, I know my husband and I, we watch television together here and there, and he'll say it'll be a commercial come on or something, and it's something that he sees he likes. He says, I would like to have one of those. And he's just talking. And then it goes on to the next commercial. But I take note of that because I say, how My husband wants that. Well, I know he has a birthday coming up. I know there's Father's Day. I know there's an anniversary. Or you know what? I know that I just may want to surprise my husband for no reason. Just because.
Yeah.
You know? And if I'm able to get it, I will look to get it. And then I'll just surprise him with it. You know? And that's something of material, but it may be something that's non-material that he says he wants, and it may be something that you're so able to give him, but maybe you didn't really hear him, you know? So I'm saying heighten your senses to the needs of what it is your husband wants, because a lot of times it's just so simple. It's easy. The little things he wants. It's the little things are oftentimes big things.
Right, they are.
You know, to him. But really, they're little things to us that we can really provide our husbands. So I'm saying, stay in tune with your senses and link those up to your husband's, the things he wants and the things he needs, so that he's not the only one just always doing, giving, looking out for you or surprising you, but that you are reciprocating, because you don't want it to feel lopsided, because after a while it's going to become very lopsided and your husband may feel unfulfilled.
And we don't want that to be the experience for any length of time in the relationship. I mean, you know, everybody starts off at some certain point, so it may happen, but that's the reason why we're sharing this on today in the Belle's Perspective, so that nobody gets the short end of the stick.
Keep the balance in your relationship.
Listen, this is Pastor Wade Bell
and Lady Tawan Bell.
We're bringing to you the Belle's Perspective, and we want to say thanks once again, for tuning in, being a part of our show, our broadcast, and we will see you soon on the Belle's Perspective. Bye-bye.
Bye.